for the opening night of the Cup Media League. Home team is CHGO. They are the defending champs. They beat Odyssey. Well, I believe that's 4 years in a row they've made it to the championship, and Odyssey couldn't seal the deal. And CHGO, a winner last year, they are playing Block Club / Tribune. And we thought, since we're only going to probably be able to do one game today, as you all know, we got the Westchester TOC coming up. I got a few administrative things I got to get done. And plus, I've been doing a lot of streaming in the cold weather, as you guys know, those of you who follow us. And, wow, look at this bomb from the other diamond. WGN is playing down there. I'm not quite sure who they're playing. And typical City Park here, not the greatest of conditions, as they got a lot of dandelions and things. So we're going to be underway. For those of you tuning in, this is co-ed, 16-inch, so the women are allowed to wear gloves. I think the rule out here is you only got to have 3 females minimum. And again, these are a lot of people in media in the Chicago area, so it's always kind of cool to see your media people or writers that you may follow getting out here and playing a little 16-inch. And they got some odd rules. The short center is not allowed to play in the infield. Other than that, 60-foot bases, 6'12" on the arc, no fence. It's going to be all you can get. And I'll say one thing, they always have a good time when they're out here playing. So leading off is going to be Jake, then Dennis and Mac. And there's a swing. He hit that ball twice. And it spun foul. And no, he only gets 1 strike, despite the fact that he made contact twice.
Congratulations.
So, nice day today. One of the nicer days we've had to stream. And there's a little flare, and the left fielder comes in, Brandon, and he makes the catch. And we'll get a few words later on with Mark Carmen, manager of the defending champs.
I'm here all night. I didn't realize we were televising week 1. This is big out of the gates here. Didn't Bliss leave town unceremoniously?
Well, no. Well, one step ahead of the posse. Is that what you're saying? Line drive. Whoa! And that ball is up over the screen. And so, line drive there. Hit right to the shortstop, Ben. He's shaking his hands. High throw, so he's on. So 1 out, 1 on here brings up Mac, who helps run the team.
Is that E6? That's got to be an E6, right? Hard hit ball, but you got to make that play.
You do, and there's a ground ball, and they'll get the fielder's choice.
Hey, way to be there, Audrey. Sorry.
So Mac changes places with the base runner here. 2 outs now. Again, we're just underway, and that's going to bring up Patrick, the left fielder. So again, this is Cup Media League, and I would imagine most of the people playing tonight, it's probably their first time out playing softball this summer. And there's a ball toward the right fielder. He can't make the catch. He went down on a knee, and the ball Mac is going to try to score, and he will. So line drive. Let's take a look at it on the replay.
Hey, tough ball, Mario.
You can see Mario went down on a knee, just couldn't secure it. Mac with 2 outs running, he scored all the way from first, never looked back. So 1-0 here, very early in the ball game. Big 2-out. Hard hit ball there by Patrick brings up Lizzie.
2 outs, right?
So 2 outs now.
Let's go, Lizzie.
And there's a little flare, and that's going to be caught by Ben. He showed good range there. Got over. Third baseman wasn't going to be able to make the play. So at the end of a half an inning, early lead for Block Club / Trib. And those of you that follow us regularly, of course, the Westchester TOC, put on by the Park District the Westchester Park District, in conjunction with the SSA, they take care of all of the administrative stuff. We handle the softball aspect of that tournament. It's going to kick off this Thursday, and we got some good early matchups. If you guys scroll down, it's going to be Adam, Brandon, and Ben, first three hitters. You can see the bracket. We got Signature Circus first round game, two of the best major teams, one of them going in the losers bracket. And if Flashback gets past Dynasty, they're going to run into BTA. Another intriguing storyline out there is going to be Menace, who lost the championship game to 10 Deep this past Saturday, game we live streamed. They're going to draw 10 Deep again. So, and 10 Deep was on fire. Congratulations to them for winning the Cinco de Mayo out at Bolger Park. And 10 Deep looked really good. They were just rolling that whole day. So here's Adam Harris, the center fielder. I may lose track of some of the positioning of players, as they do tend to really move around. And there's a hard line drive as he pounds it into right field. Leadoff hit.
Mid-season form.
So that ball was stroked. You hear Mark Carmen saying mid-season form.
Sorry, my bad.
And CHGO should be a contender again this year. That's a game we live streamed last year as well.
What's up, Reardon?
And there's another line drive, this one out to right field. And Adam is going to stop at second. So first two hitters, good looking stroke there as he pounds this ball into right field. You see here on the replay. No doubt about it, good humpback line drive. And that's going to bring up Ben. So first two hitters on here. CHGO, early hole, looking to erase that lead right away. So we'll be out at Westchester. Me and Jerry Brown will be doing a preview show. And there's another humpback. They are wearing right field out. Center fielder slipped on the grass, and Ben makes it in to second. And a two-run score. So you can see they got a lot of dandelions and stuff, and that tends to make it a little slick. And 2 runs in, so that early 1-0 lead erased. There's a little pop, and that's going to spin foul. So first 3 hitters reach, 2 singles and a double. And just like that, CHGO has reclaimed the lead, and there's a little ground ball. Fair ball right over the bag. So Brittany now a little slow getting it in, and she steals a base and hustles into second. So she hit a hard ground ball right over third base. Ben had to wait to see if it was going to get caught or not. Brings up Vince. And Vince goes the opposite way. Long run, and it cleared the tree but was foul. You see they got the overhang here, which can cause a little chaos at times. And there's 2 of my favorite guys in media, Shane Reardon on the left, Mark Carmen. So we'll reset here. Vinny Giovanni. I think he might be Greek. And there's a humpback single. So they are really swinging well. Another run does score. And it's 3-1, CHGO. Brings up Mario. So it's always interesting how people run their teams. Block Club is batting 14. Actually, it looks like 15.
It's too many, Leo.
Huh?
It's too many.
Well, that's one thought, Shane. And there's a spinner. That's going to spin foul. And meanwhile, CHGO only hitting 10. But a lot of times when people are only coming out once a week, managers like to get all of their players in. They don't want them to feel like they're driving. And there's another line drive base hit. Another run's going to score. Runner at first, chugging into third. So Mario comes through with a hit, and it's 4-0. Still nobody out here. Brings up, looks like Audrey. And here's a little roller up the middle. He steps on it, throws to first, pulled her off the bag. They do get the fielder's choice, but another run will score on the play. So the ball wasn't hit very hard. And Audrey left the base. She didn't realize she was safe. And here's Corey. And he swings, and I tell you, they're just dumping it over the infield, and they do get the fielder's choice. So Audrey is out this time, and there's 2 outs.
Definitely okay.
And here's Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
And there's a
Dennis.
big bomb, and that's going to roll.
That's a good play right there.
And they did get it in very quickly.
Cristo.
Surprisingly, Corey Fisher did not score on it. And this is the 10th hitter of the inning here, Crystal. So CHGO has come out of the gate swinging here. They lead 5-1, and they are really hitting the ball hard. And there's a little roller, and the pitcher, Lizzie, makes the play for out number 3. So they finally get out of the inning, but 5 runs do score, and we're going to head to the top of the second. 5-1, CHGO. So a lot of good things happening. The Slow Pitch Softball Association. We'll be out here again during the course of the summer. Probably not next Monday, because we'll be coming off of a 4-day event out in Westchester, and that does usually tend to take the toll on everybody. But we will be coming back out here. So 10 hitters in that first inning. You got 5, Mark?
We got 5.
All right.
Shout out to a former great WGN softballer, Joe Brand, voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins, one of the elite talents that, quite frankly, learned a lot from me to get to where he's at in life. I'm kidding. He learned nothing from me, what not to do. Shout out Joe Brand.
There you go, Joe. He's correct in his assessment. Joe was a very good 16-inch player. So leadoff man Noah, and Noah crushes one. Everybody hitting the ball to right field today. So Noah slashes a hit the opposite way. Leadoff man on. And this is a pretty good-looking swing here by Noah.
Does she have to make contact to leave?
I'm watching you.
See on the replay. So he kept his hands above the ball there, and he hit the humpback. So here's Hannah now, 1 out, 1 on. And she hits a little soft pop-up, caught by the first baseman. Got a great break on that, and Brittany makes the catch.
That's my right side.
On the ground, on the ground, on the ground.
So here's Eileen. And Eileen, a line drive to third. He thought about it, decided to hold on for out number 2. That's going to bring up Lip Trot.
Hey, here we go. Britt, I got your base.
And there's another little pop-up, and Audrey comes in and makes the catch. So they get the leadoff single. They can't do anything with it, and we'll head to the bottom of the second. And it will be the top, excuse me, of the CHGO lineup coming up. It's always a little dusty here. I always end up choking on dust. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors of the SSA. Sweet Buzz, you see their logo upper left. If you're an adult, they make confused products. Please use them responsibly. Nick Drabel from Moneyline, part owner of that. So if you want to know more, you can either check them out online or talk to Nick this weekend at the TOC. So here's Jake. And Jake went the opposite field first time. This time he tried to go big. Center fielder right on the spot makes the catch for out number 1. Of course, Let Us Entertain You and Rich Melman. They've been with us since 2011. Thank you, Rich, for all you do for us. Tito's Handmade Vodka brings up Dennis. And Dennis goes to right and can't handle it. He drops it, and Dennis is on. So Dennis has gone hard to right field twice in the ball game. Of course, Tito's, America's original handcrafted vodka. Please drink responsibly. And here's Ben. He goes big and he beat the right fielder. That ball is still rolling. 1 run is going to score. Ben is just taking his time, and he's going to score a 2-run opposite field home run. So Ben hit this ball real hard. Got to the replay a little late, but you kind of saw how far that ball went. Here comes the first baseman, Brittany. So 1 out here, a couple of more runs in. And CHGO all business so far through the bottom of the second here. And also like to thank the Zarnick family and Ray Zarnick. High pop-up on the infield. And that'll be out number 2. It's going to bring up Vinny. Of course, Ray used to be with Napleton out in Lansing. He's now with Ziegler in Schaumburg. Of course, Ray, a principal sponsor. And that ball is going to be in the trees here and rattle around. Of course, Ray, longtime SSA sponsor, and the family underwrites the Tom X. Zarnick SSA Class A No Glove National Championship Tournament. We're going to be back up in Schaumburg for that this year. And there's a line drive base hit the other way. So Vinny, another base hit, brings up Mario. And here's another ball. So we got balls rolling into each game here. So 2 outs here.
I claimed the other dugout for us.
There's no bull guy.
Alright, Lizzie, you got this.
And there's a high pop-up, short center. Got her fingers on it, couldn't make the catch. Runners on the corner.
We're going to call that a base knock.
So Talia was out there.
Hey, 2 on the move.
She got 2 hands on it. Just couldn't make the catch. So here's the second baseman, Audrey. And she swings, and a little Humpty, she dumps it in, another run scores. And that'll make it an 8-1 game. So CHGO swinging the bats really well here. Brings up the pitcher, Corey. And there's a swing and a high pop-up, and that's going to land. And the runner's going to try to score, and he will. 9th run, both runners will grab another bag. So right now, CHGO can't do anything wrong with the bats. Everything is dropping. Here's Dennis. And Dennis goes the opposite way. 1 run scores. Corey's going to try to score, and he will. So 2 more in. So 5 in the first, 6 here in the second. And we have an 11-1 ball game. Here's Crystal, 10th hitter of the inning. 2 innings in a row. At least 10 hitters. And there's a little pop-up, and pitcher handles it, and that'll be the 3rd out. So we're going to head top of the 3rd, all CHGO.
St. Louis? Nice, bro.
Hometown. It's a hometown.
Hometown, home. Oh, man.
It sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah. Hometown honeymoon? Same. Yeah, right. Hometown honeymoon.
So here comes the short center.
Ready. We're just gonna...
Here comes the short center, Talia, to lead off. The Talia, Melody, and then Nell.
Plays at 1. Here we go. Grab that ball.
And there's a little roller back to Corey. A little pitch and catch, and that'll be out number 1. So,
What do you think about some extra sound bites on the broadcast? Do you think that would help the broadcast if we did that?
well, I'll be honest with you. I've tried to do it with a partner, but my problem is I get distracted.
Oh,
And I got so much stuff going on between the scoreboards, the replays, answering comments, that it just throws me off. But I'm not classically trained, as a broadcaster.
A whole. You got codes you got to put in. There's a lot going on over here.
You looked
Yeah.
for the ball. That's what got you.
So this is
Just focus on
Nell, I
and you would
believe.
have been there.
Yeah.
And she just kind of bunts it out there.
Uh-oh.
Throw's going to be way up the line.
Did I go get it?
And that's, I don't know what's out of play over there. So she'll have to stop at second.
Okay, so Branch right there. Got me in the ear.
So here comes Ariel. So you don't see that very often. They got 4 female hitters in a row.
What's the rule there? Are we supposed to? If it rolls into the street, does she get 3rd or does she get 2nd?
On an overthrow?
Or an underthrow?
Well, our rule in the SSA is it's 2 bases from the last base that you established when the ball left the fielder's hand.
So if you haven't gotten to first yet, does that mean you get the 3rd?
No, you get
Get
first
second.
because you haven't established
They
it,
haven't
and then you get
established it.
second. Now, if you had already taken the turn at
you
first, then you would get 3rd. But it's all based on where you are. That's why a lot of people on a ground ball like that on the infield,
Got to hustle through.
they always want to say, doesn't he get third? But the batter usually hasn't already gotten to first. So we're going to head to the bottom of the second. Same score here.
Bottom three.
Bottom three. So for the third inning in a row, it's going to be the top of the lineup for CHGO. Again, CHGO kind of showing you why they are defending champs. And so leadoff man, hard ground ball, and he sneaks it through. And Adam has another hit.
Oh my God.
And here we got a guy playing Spider-Man to go get a batting glove from the top of the fence. So it's going to bring up Brandon. And Brandon again goes, this one walks it down the right field line. One run is going to score on the play. And they'll throw the ball home. So a stand-up triple, another run scores. And the top of the CHGO lineup has been automatic so far these first three innings. And it brings up Ben. And there's a ball way foul, hit real hard, but foul.
That's really nice. That was the life-saving streak.
And there's a ground ball, and that's going to get through. Another run's going to score. And they'll throw it in. And it brings up Brittany. So when we'll be posting some information on the TOC on Facebook, including a document that'll have live links where you can go to the Game Changer page, the live bracket, and of course our Facebook page. So when that goes up, you'll be able to keep track of the tournament in real time. So look for that, as we will be doing the live scoring as a part of that Chicago Summer Series. Big hit last year. High pop-up. Down the line, long run, can't get there, but it is a foul ball. And Brittany had 2 strikes there. Of course, you cannot hit a foul ball with 2 strikes.
I was nearly there.
So that's going to bring up Vinny. That'll be the first out of the inning here. So we're pretty excited about the Summer Series. And that ball is ripped. And that's going to skip past the left fielder.
Right there, Benny, right there, Benny, right
Another
there,
run scores, and he's about to run Ben off a bag there, but Ben, and now Ben, so 2 more runs score. So the left fielder got caught in between there. It looked like he didn't know whether to try to slide and catch it. By the time he made up his mind, the ball hit the carpet, popped over the top. So when you see that tournament page where the bracket board is in there, and this is Mario, scroll down and take a look at the sponsors. And like we always tell you, support the people that support 16-inch softball. And that's going to bring up Audrey. They're the reason we can do what we do and bring you guys the best coverage in 16-inch softball. Everything from Cup Media League to fundraisers to the major national championship. And that's going to end up being a little infield hit. Another run will score. 16-1. Brings up the pitcher, Corey.
Let's go, Fish.
So a lot of neat stuff going on. Got Memorial Day creeping up. There's a little ground ball. And they'll take the short out for the third out. So we're going to head to the fourth inning. Corey makes the last out. You know, I kid all the time when I say a lot of times when I was managing teams and we fell way behind, that I would tell our guys this is going to be the greatest comeback in Mudville history. And I just heard somebody on Block Club say the comeback starts now. So I want to say this might be Ariel. An Ariel, a little ground ball, and they just get her at first for out number one.
Don't look for the ball. Just run to the base.
So funny that I'm a first baseman here. I've never been first base. I like every other position based.
So I want to say this is Colin.
You're ready, bro.
And there's another little roller right in our living room, and that's out number 2. And that'll bring us to the top of the lineup with Jake.
You're out.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, bye, guys.
So took them 3 2/3. They finally cycled back to the top of the lineup here. Jake almost jumped out of his shoes there.
Yeah, Crystal.
And there's a little fly ball, and that is gonna drop fair. So Jake dumps a hit down the left field line. Again, with all this vegetation they got here, it's hard to kind of see where the line is on the other side of the field. And that's going to bring up Dennis. And Dennis, high fly ball, but cruising over is Adam, and he makes the catch. So halfway through, CHGO in complete command of this ballgame. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. I think they play Mercy Rule out here, which means Block Club and would have to hit in the top of the 5th.
I will give you 5 if she touches the ball in fair territory.
And also, when you go to that live tournament page with the bracket, check out some of the links to some of the sponsors and spend a little time on that.
Yes. 5 whole laps. $5 though comes your way. $5 comes your way. You're running.
And there's a swing. He flips it the other way. That's going to be up in the trees. You see down the line here, some of the other teams starting to show up for the second game. They do have 3 games tonight.
He's literally his practice
And there's a hard ground ball off of Lizzie. And that ball thrown away. He'll only get one bag on that. And Mike Lewis doing the right thing, going to make sure Lizzie's okay over there. And that's going to bring up Crystal. So Dennis hit the ball right up the middle. And Lizzie not wearing a glove. I don't know if she doesn't have one or if she elected just not to wear it.
Hey, Crystal. Stop talking.
And I don't know if they got the lights on on a timer yet, but they have not turned on yet. And there's a swing and a miss. That'll go as strike 3, I believe. Yeah. So 1 out, back to the top of the lineup here, 16-1. And there's a high fly ball by Adam, left fielder tracking it, makes the catch. The tag to play at third is not going to be in time. Good throw right on the money, but I don't know if the left fielder really thought that Dennis was going to tag and go there. He was a little kind of slow after he made a basket catch. Here's Brandon. He's creased 3 balls into right field today. And he goes back again. This time the right fielder makes the catch, and that'll be out number 3. So CHGO gets their first goose egg of the game, excuse me. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th inning. CHGO in control. And it should be Mac, Patrick, and Lizzie coming up. So I don't think, Lizzie's aware she's up third this time, but she's coaching first. And for those of you that are tuning in, check out this weekend. We'll have a lot of the best teams in 16-inch softball playing. So that's going to bring up Patrick now with 1 out. And Patrick goes high. Center fielder is there. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Think you're up, Lizzie?
I'm not batting.
Oh, you're not batting?
Okay.
So they're pinch hitting for Lizzie. So for those of you tuning in, you might think this is like a mush ball. It is not. And there's a high fly ball, and that's trouble. And that's over the top. He had to run around the player on the other field, and the pinch hitter dives head first. Got to show that on the replay. As he airmailed it over the right fielder. The right fielder, you can see, had to kind of dance around a player there, and the throw came in, and he did a Pete Rose here with the head. Oh, I didn't have it. Sorry, got to the replay late. But that's the second run. So here's Hannah. I think what they did there is they skipped Lizzie. That was no. I don't think that they had a pinch hitter there. As this is Hannah. And she takes a called strike 3. And that's going to take us to the top of the 5th. Yes, Amalia, these are the Cup Media League. A lot of our media people, not just on-air personalities, but also some of the publications are more designed toward written stuff. I guess now it's online, and some of the outlets have podcasts and things like that, but so it's going to be Ben, Brittany, and Vinny. And the right fielder playing in another zip code over there. And Ben's hit the ball hard today as well. CHGO is really hitting a lot of balls the opposite way. I'm not really used to, in this league, seeing that type of heavy concentration with guys going the other way. So Lizzie, a trooper, took one off her pitching hand, still out there. And Ben stays hot. This time he rips it past the shortstop for a leadoff single.
She's not fast, but I'm not fast, so she's got to be fast.
So here comes Brittany with Vinny on deck. And there's a swing, and Brittany comes through, and the throw to second, not in time. So first 2 hitters on.
Great hit. That Brittany's a good player.
Well, she's protecting me over here, that's for sure. So here comes Vinny, and he goes the other way down the line, and it's fair ball. Ben just kind of jogging. He's going to score run 17, second and third. So CHGO definitely getting their personnel a lot of swings in this ball game. Brings up Mario. Audrey on deck. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. My guess is maybe at or around 6 p.m. And there's a little pitch and catch. And that'll be 1 out. Brings up Brittany. Did move the runner to third. I would assume around 6 p.m. tomorrow we'll be on with our Westchester TOC preview show. And it should be a lot of fun. Jerry Brown always entertaining on the live streams. And there's a little roller. Lizzie got a hand on it, play at first, and they just nip her. Another run scores for out number 2. And they're high-fiving her. I think she's flexing over there. I tell you, that takes some guts after you took one off your right hand to stick your left hand out there. Here's Corey. And he hits a little fly ball, and that's trouble if it's fair, and it is. Corey dumps a little single into left field.
Great placement, actually.
And it brings up Dennis. So if Dennis keeps the inning around, Crystal would hit. And it would be the 3rd time in the game that they will have spun the lineup. And there's a little slow roller and a little bit of a problem there for Mac. And brings up Crystal. So this is the third time.
Brandon, I tried.
I think I changed the inning. I think it's the fourth inning here.
No.
Double or nothing.
So here's Crystal. And she hits a little slow roller. And the ball was spinning. Second baseman stayed with it. And that is the third out. So now I can change the inning to 5. And I'm not sure if they do have the mercy rule out here, because sometimes in a league, in some leagues, they don't want to necessarily play mercy rule because they take the approach that people come to play. So I believe this is Eileen.
Here you go, Eileen.
So rough ball game for Block Club / Trib. And there's a little roller. Corey will handle that for out number 1. Brings up Liptron. Apparently his first name is Michael. But on the card they just got his last name. Might be a new employee. And there's a little roller back to Corey, having himself a busy inning. And that's out number 2, and they'll bring up Talia.
You know, everybody at CHGO just wants to thank everybody for checking out the broadcast tonight. You always do an incredible job. Quite frankly, I think you should.
Hold on, I don't think they heard that. Repeat that last part.
You always do an amazing job. I think you should. I mean, this is, I know, obviously where you want to be, but, you know, Cubs, Sox, somebody needs a day off. You should be considered on both sides of town.
There you go. Could always use an extra paycheck. So there's a little ground ball, and they get Talia, and that. And we're going to see. That might be the ball game here. It's more than 10. You guys play mercy rule out here, Mark?
We do.
We do, and that'll wrap that up. So CHGO, defending champs, came out of the gate all business, start to finish. They fell behind 1-0, scored 5 in the bottom of the first and never looked back. Thing that stood out for me is the propensity and ability for CHGO to hit the ball the opposite way. And this is one of the better traditions in 16-inch softball. So we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know it wasn't as close a game as many of you like to see, but anytime I'm at a softball field, I'm happy. So again, a lot of stuff this week. Like the page, and if you want to see some real high-level, major-level type softball, check us out this week on Westchester Tournament of Champions. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, full concessions out there. Let's pack the park. It's going to be great weather. It'll be the first time we get to see all of the teams with their actual teams, and some of the early stuff that we show, including league play. A lot of times it's hard for guys to get out, but we're expecting it to be crazy, especially the first couple of days with some outstanding ball games set up. So on behalf of SSA Broadcast, we'd like to thank Cup Media League for having us out. Love the partnership with them. And we'd also like to thank our sponsors.